All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. If she be down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How y'all doing, Postal family? My name is J.H. Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. I'm trying something new, trying a calmer tone. This is kind of my new thing. But here's the thing. Let me tell you something. I was listening to some music, inspirational music. And I realized that not everything is meant to break you. Some of it's just meant to wake you up. It's hard out there. It's exhausting. Management is on a no level. They're trying to be up your back. Your routes are continually overloaded. And people are quitting left and right. But some of the stuff you're going through, it's not the universe attacking you. It's the reality check that you've been ducking. Now let's talk. I keep seeing in the comments, just random, people asking the same question. Can the scanner hear me? Can the scanner watch me? Is it sending a live feed to management? What happens if I pull the battery out and hide it? What if I stuff it in some foil? Whatever it is. So let's try to kill those myths right now. I was talking to the lady that is in the IT department. So I'm a bold person. Hey, does this stuff do that? And straight up, no. The scanner is not recording your voice. It is not filming you, but that does not mean you are safe. Because the truth is, it doesn't have to watch or hear you. It knows your patterns. And patterns get people fired or written up. Every time you scan, beep, your badge to log in, now you are on that scanner. Everything about you is now documented, right? Right. So what does it actually track? It timestamps everything. It timestamps when you clock in, when you scan your first parcel. For truck drivers, it scans the same exact thing when we scan our placards. It is, I'm able to read it. So it is weird. Some of you know this and some of you don't. So if I'm sitting behind a desk, I don't like to say, if I'm in management, and I start to pull up, boom, 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 and I pull up the placard, right? The specific placard. I can see who has scanned it. So at the plants, they assign scanners to individuals as well as truck drivers. So if the people in the back, whether they're, I believe, the mail handlers, they're scanning it, complete, meaning that that container is now complete. Now they saying it's moved from the back to the loading dock. That means it's closed out. They close the scanner. They close that placard out on their end, the plant operations. So now once the driver comes in, the driver is logging in. He's scanning his truck and trailer. It says, hey, JH is in truck number 1, trailer number 1. I go and I scan that placard. That placard is now basically going to me. Jay scan placard number 1 going in trailer 1, and it scans the exact time. So that container is now in the front of my truck, boom. And everything that I load onto that trailer is now inside the scanner itself. It tracks everything. So if somebody way up top wants to find out where that specific parcel is, well, while it's running through the system and the belts and everything, and that parcel it scanned that it was in a plant at 2:05 in the morning, and it got dropped into a specific container at 2:09 in the morning, And the person scanned that placard and they started moving it. Well, they scanned the placard and they closed it out at 2:33 in the morning. I come in at 2:55. I've scanned that plaque. That's how they control everything from beginning to end. It also, for carriers, it logs when you are stationary for too long, if you deviate from your route, when you return, every single thing in between. It's not personal, it is data. But the things get messy because management will use that data however they want. So it helps with a lot of departments, because departments tend to push blame on people. See, I'm pulling back the curtain a little bit. So they have the scanners at the stations as well. So the clerks will be like, boom, boom, boom. They scan everything that is departing from a station in the evening or the afternoon from a specific time. Well, they scan 5 placards. The truck driver comes and he sees there's only, there's 7 placards there. They forgot to scan 2, or the driver scans 7, but 2 of them is not going to register because they were never even opened up. It's a weird little world behind the scenes. It's a system of checks and balances. So they're not watching you live until they get a complaint, a missed scan, a missed placard. Why were you out past 6:30? Then they stop. They say, hey, well, Jay was the one that's doing this. They pull the data, and then every minute of your day, they start to case file it. Why were you idle? They do this with the trucks. If truck drivers, I'm not sure if I have any truck drivers watching this, they have boards now, and the boards will show, the trucks, locations live. And I think they have that at some of the stations as well. So every little person you can see, they're sitting in one spot. They might do it at the stations on a personal computer screen, but in the truck, the MVS department is up there for you to see. They can say, hey, you see truck number 3 is just sitting there coming down Elm Street. So that's how they do it. Why'd you leave 3 days later than you were supposed to in a row? They want it, and that's when they pull up these IIs. Well, you left 3 days late. Well, that's because the stuff wasn't sitting on the dock. Why is your first scan always delayed? You punched in, beep, on that scanner, at 1:30 in the morning, but then you didn't scan your first placard to 2:05. It took you, 35 minutes to scan your first placard. Oh, because it didn't come from the back yet. Now, people in the back, the mail handlers, may say that they closed out their scan, but it might still be sitting back there. It might be a shift change. The person could have went to the bathroom. So a lot of this stuff is just collecting data. So the plant operations will blame transportation. Transportation will blame the next one. Listen, let's keep it real. A lot of people that are asking these questions are trying to beat the system. You try to hide the scanners, they putting them in foil, they take the battery out to stop the GPS. I already explained to you, I asked, there's an extra battery inside of there that the GPS will continue going. Delay the first scan to make it look like you were starting later. They have figured that stuff out. You're not slick. You might fool the system once or twice, but you cannot fool patterns. Because once the patterns come up, then it raises a flag. Now they want to see, well, the driver was here. Let's look at the cameras. Oh, okay, the driver is there. Oh, let's look at the dock. There was nothing sitting on the dock. So they're using this as a system of checks and balances when it gets flagged. So that's what lands you in the office face to face with a manager holding up this weird printed paper report saying, explain this. Now you got to try to remember what you did on Monday 2 weeks ago. This is damn near a setup. But to be realistic, the scanner isn't all evil. It's not just a leash, it's your alibi as well. Because you scan the packages, you scan the placards. That's your proof that you gathered it and you delivered it. You log that time every time you scan it. That's your legit record. You stay on your route because you got nothing to hide. I remember when I was scanning at one station and they said, oh, well, yeah, man, we had all the stuff on the dock. And I'm like, nah, man, the dock was empty when I left. What they did was they didn't bring everything out. And my job is not to go inside. I told this story years ago. I was pissed about this. So then they went and they took pictures saying, oh, this was on the dock. And I said, oh, that's ironic, because tell me when that placard was scanned. Because that was it. They needed to print up a new placard. Tell me when that placard was scanned, because they have to print it up, then assign it to a container. So they assigned that container to a container after I was already departed. My depart time was 7:45 p.m. I was gone. They had assigned that placard at I think it was 7:52. I'm just giving you some round numbers. So it was already 8 minutes after I left. I said, look, this is my depart time. This is what you guys told me to leave at. This is when I left. That placard on that specific container, that wasn't even out on the dock. They may have pictures, but I got the proof because they had to scan it, because I can't scan it unless they assign it. I hope I'm making some sense right now. Again, I'm pulling back the curtains a little bit. So if you understood it, great. If you didn't, I apologize. But you just have to understand how the scanners are being used, because a lot of you are paranoid about the wrong things, worried about it listening to you while ignoring the fact that it's tracking your behavior down to the second. So please stop asking if it hears you. No. Start asking if your work habits would survive if they wanted to be assholes and audit you. Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to head towards auditing individuals and bring you in for a discussion. And come on, man. The scanner isn't really your enemy. Ignorance to what it can and can't do is your enemy. Not everything's meant to break you. Some things are just meant to wake you up. Y'all gotta understand that, you see me? So here's your wake up. All I hear is talk, and I don't sweat that. Y'all ain't gotta like me either. I respect that. I think I relayed the message. Yes. Am I at the 9-minute mark yet? I can't see. Can't tell. Anyway, let's move smarter. You see me? This is JH. And I'm out.
All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. The she be down the ride.